1 second. Try to get set up here. Okay, today we're going to be picking up where we left off last week. I know this might be a bit of a surprise for everyone that we had actually started the day at 3 o'clock this afternoon instead of noon today. With that said, I'm setting up the Zoom and we'll be beginning in just another moment. Okay. Chat. Okay, so everyone, try this again. Just making sure that charge is set up. Okay, so we left off last week in the book of Isaiah. I believe we did finish up the 64th chapter. And today we're starting in 65. One more moment. Okay. And 65.
We've been in Isaiah for 2 years.
Maria just
Over 2 years.
said that we've been in Isaiah for now over
2 years. I looked it up last week.
2 years. 2 years
That's how you study.
we've been in Isaiah. As you all know, we don't try to rush.
And we don't just read it.
And we don't just read through it. Okay, so Isaiah 65th chapter. We learned quite a bit in Isaiah, and there's quite a few surprises in Isaiah. There's a lot of things that are taught from Isaiah that we actually uncovered that is not the case. At any rate, for those of you who are online, welcome. And we hope that you're enjoying your day so far. Sabbath. That said, we're going to jump right in as usual. Normally it takes us a few minutes to get set up and going. We're doing so much. But picking up where we left off, again in the 64th chapter of Isaiah, we're going to pick up in the 65th, and we're going to start right at the first verse. I am sought of them that asked not for me. I've sought of them that asked not for me. I am found of them that sought me not. Sought meaning looking for, to seek after. Grab my Bible off the shelf, please. Looking for, to seek after. And what he's saying is that he's witnessing, he's seeing, he's sharing we're in the 65th chapter of Isaiah. Thank you. He's saying that there's individuals looking for him who didn't ask for him. They didn't ask for him, but they're looking for him. How's this possible? That they did not ask for him, but they're looking for him. Here's a situation where we're seeing that, remember, King Hezekiah had gotten sick. Remember, King Hezekiah was given a sign. And that sign was that the sun would return backwards 10 degrees. We talked about how many people would actually witness this sign. Well, the sun is seen by how many people?
Everybody.
Seen by everybody. And at that time, we also talked about that the wars and the battles that were taking place, for the most part, throughout the Old Testament, were taking place because of what? And what was the real root of most of the battles and the wars taking place during those times?
Whose God was stronger?
Jealousy?
Not jealousy.
Land, and there was a battle of gods.
Land and the battle of gods. Is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
Remember, battle of gods. What does that mean?
False gods against the regular God?
Right. So a lot of people in the different territories, different nations, different geographical locations were constantly trying to show, constantly trying to prove, constantly trying to reveal that their God was stronger or more powerful than any other God. And there are some nations and territories and geographical locations that were looked upon as so prevalent, so big, so successful, so wealthy, that it became kind of a contest. Who has not only the most powerful, but who has more?
Prosperity,
Egypt had
riches.
several. Right. If you have a lot of money, are you going to be serving one God? No, you you're able to serve many. And so this became a symbol of class as well. It became a symbol of wealth as well. Why is that? Because not only were you saying that you served a god, but you actually had an idol. You had an image that people could see. You had something that you would set up that people could behold. Many times your idols were made out of twigs, leaves, and dirt and clay. Is that what their idols were made of?
Yep, some of them. But
The
usually,
wealthy,
no, the gold and silver.
wealthy people, right? Their idols were made of gold. Their idols were made of silver, overlaid diamonds, and rubies, gems, amethyst, sometimes pearl. But it was a symbol of how powerful, how big their God was. And therefore, they would allow people to see through their idol why they were so wealthy, why they were so powerful. And sometimes individuals would allow that thing to become more than one thing, because not only do we have the God of this, but we also have the God of that. And that's why I have so much cattle. That's why I have so much land. That's why I have this, I have that. So it became a sign of status. The Israelites, however, were looked down on because not only did they not have an idol, but how many gods, when you use this term, you're talking about something that others are familiar with. In their eyes, a god. How many gods did Israel serve?
One.
Only one. And the problem with Israel as a nation is y'all don't even have an idol. So for many, many years, the people around them would hear about Israel and would be baffled, because how is it possible that we're hearing the stories of what happened in Egypt? We're hearing the stories of what happened at the Red Sea. We're hearing how you overthrew the Canaanites, the Amorites, the Hittites, the Hivites, the Perizzites. We're hearing about all of these, the Philistines. But y'all don't have a God? Oh, you do, but he's invisible. Right. They didn't understand it, right? He saw that and a bag of chips, but nobody knows what he looks like. There's nothing that represents him. Y'all just have magi, right? Magicians, like they had in Egypt, who speak on his behalf. So the people at that time, they had a real difficult time understanding Israel as a nation, because especially their laws were so wise. Here we see in Isaiah 65th chapter where the Creator, who's now saying through Isaiah that he has sought of them that ask not for me. So when Hezekiah received the sign that the sun went backwards 10 degrees, all these people, all of these nations, all these kings would wonder, whose God did that? And they would all go to their own gods for what?
Answers.
Answers. What else? What other reason why they might go to their own God when the sun went backwards
To get their God
10 degrees?
to do something
To get their God to fix the sun.
Yeah, do a miracle.
just
The
like
sun is broke or is something wrong. And this is scary. They had never seen anything like this. And now people are completely terrified. 10 degrees means what? Time is going by, but they see the sun going backwards. And during that moment, what would be on their mind? What in the world is happening right now? So nations would get in touch with other nations. They would send messengers to other nations to find out, does anybody know what's going on? They did not get on the internet. They did not Google. They did not YouTube. They didn't get out the cell phones. Horseback, they sent messages. Pigeons, they sent messages. And what would they hear? That the one that Israel serves sent his prophet by the name of Isaiah to a king of everybody.
Judah.
Judah. Good job. Judah. The king of Judah. The only city, the only tribe that had not been taken by Babylon. Yes. That king got sick, was told by Isaiah that a sign to you that what I said is going to come to pass is that the sun is going to return backwards 10 degrees. Wait a minute. Hold up. Judah? Little tiny Judah? The one they serve? He doesn't even have an image. There's not even an idol of him. He's responsible for this. And what did we see happen after that? Kings began to send gifts to who?
Hezekiah.
To Hezekiah. Why would kings of powerful nations and countries send gifts to Hezekiah when they heard what he had been through, what had happened?
Good health. I'm joking. They're trying to get a truce so they don't, because they know they're God's powerful now.
Trying to get a truce, not a truce, an agreement. I'm sorry?
Would you repeat the question?
Why would kings send gifts to Hezekiah after they found out what happened and why the sun went back 10 degrees?
Because they realized, oh, go ahead, Mom.
That they knew that his God that he served was real and the only true God.
They knew that he's real.
And more powerful than theirs.
Now, how would they know that he's more powerful than theirs?
Because they couldn't do anything about it.
Because what?
Their God couldn't do anything about it.
Because nobody's God anywhere around the globe. Are you with us? What did I say? Stay with us. Anywhere around the globe, nobody's God could do anything to fix the sun. Exactly, Josh. An ultimate show of power. Nobody could turn the sun around. So they knew whoever was responsible for that was indeed very, very strong, very, very powerful, very, very mighty. They couldn't fix it. Now you have all these people's attention from around the planet, right? I know, Betty strong. Around the planet, sending word, and everybody's learning. So now we understand why Isaiah said what he said when he said, "Mine house shall be called
And house of prayer.
and house of prayer
For all people.
for all people." Why? All people, all nations, everywhere had learned about the one that Hezekiah serves. And now they're seeking more about him. They're looking for more knowledge. They're wanting to understand. They're sending presents to Hezekiah. And now they're doing this because they're afraid of Hezekiah.
They're afraid of his God.
They're afraid of the one that Hezekiah serves. So in the first verse of the 65th chapter of Isaiah, he said, I'm sought of them that ask not for me. They didn't ask for me. And why didn't they ask for him?
They didn't know.
They didn't know him. They asked, who in the world did that? They didn't ask for him. They asked, who did it? And he said, I'm sought of them that ask not for me because of what I just did. I am found of them that sought me not. I am found of them who did not look for me. They wanted to know one thing. And what was that?
Who are you?
They wanted to know who he is that did this. They did not, in other words, seek him because they wanted to serve him, is what this is saying. I am found of them that did not seek me. They only wanted to know who did this. And did he know the result of what was going to happen when he turned the sun backwards 10 degrees?
No.
Did he know?
Yes.
Yes.
So at the time,
No.
Our Father.
Our Father.
oh yeah,
Right.
yeah. He knew. He knew everything.
And he did it to get everybody's attention.
Yeah.
Is this making sense so far?
Mhm.
So now he said, I said, behold me. Behold me. Unto a nation that was not called by my name. How did he say it? By sending the sun backwards 10 degrees, getting everybody's attention. Everybody's wondering. Everybody's sending messengers. Everybody's looking. Everybody's waiting. And then word goes out. It was his task, his power, his might did this. Sought of them that ask not for me. Now, a lot of times people look at the 21st chapter of Matthew. And most of the time when we're talking about things like this, people, of course, they begin to refer to the New Testament. Well, this is when these things would come forth, right? In the 21st chapter of Matthew, 21st chapter. And we're going to look at Romans as well, 10th chapter. In the 21st chapter of Matthew, and look at the 11th verse. I want to make sure. Look at the 11th verse. The multitude said this. Wait a minute. 37th verse.
Mm-hmm.
21 and 37. Now, he said here, last of all, he sent unto them his son, saying, they will reverence my son. We understand what that meant. Did the people reverence his son in that day?
No.
No, they did not. Some of the people did, a small portion of the people did. So if you go down through the 21st verse from 37, look at the 43rd verse.
What? I thought you said Matthew 23.
I'm sorry. I did. Matthew 21. There are only 10 numbers, everybody, 0 through 9, that we use. Every number after that is a combination of 0 through 9. And what we're doing with the scripture, same thing with bankers all around the world, is dealing with the same numbers, 0 through 9.
I'm confused. How do we get from verses to counting numbers?
Because every once in a while, you might, I might, anybody else might say a number while thinking about another number, because there's only 9 numbers. That's the point. So 100 is a combination of 2 numbers, 1 and 0.
So in other words, we all make a mistake sometimes.
Absolutely. Right? Matthew 21st chapter. Look at the 43rd verse. Therefore say I unto you, the kingdom of God shall be taken from you. Again, looking at this terminology, they're speaking on a level that everybody can understand. When it comes to all these different nations, they saw that the one that people looked up to, the one that people served, is a God. We know that the creator is not what other people say they have. The creator is the creator of how many people?
Oh,
All people. Does it matter that they don't see him as their creator?
yeah, no.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
No, it does not matter. Right? For people who don't serve him, does it matter that they don't see him as their creator?
Yeah.
No. In other words, just because you don't know that I created you, does that mean I did not create you?
No.
Just because a child does not know who their real mother or real father is, does that mean that their real mother or real father did not produce that child? That's all this is. Anybody that does not understand who the creator is, it does not matter to him that you don't understand that he's the creator. He's still the creator. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because it's just like somebody don't know nothing and you know it. Well, you the one to know it and they don't.
That's like what Paul said. Does it make it of none effect?
What if some do not believe?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Does your unbelief make the faith of God of none effect?
No.
Or the word of God? He said, God forbid, let him be true and everybody else
be alive.
a liar.
A liar.
Right? So here it says, therefore I say unto you, the kingdom of God shall be taken from you and given to a nation, bringing forth the fruits thereof. It's going to be taken from you. Who? Hello. How are you?
People.
From his people, those who should have been serving him, could have been serving him. Sit up. Could have been serving him, would have been serving him, and issues came as a result of, well, we're about to see this now. Look at Romans 10th chapter and 20th verse. Romans 10th chapter. And the 20th verse. It says here, but Esaias is very bold and saith, I am found of them that sought me not. I was made manifest unto them that asked not after me. But to Israel, he saith, and this is where the next verse is going to come in. He said to one, I'm found of those who didn't seek me. Now, a lot of people would think, a lot of people say, a lot of people have heard that this is when these things came to pass in the New Testament. But let's go back to Isaiah 42nd chapter. Isaiah 42. We've talked about this. Well, we had to because we're in 65 now. But we've talked about this. And it says, behold my servant, whom I uphold, mine elect, in whom my soul delighteth. I have put my spirit upon him, and he shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles. Now, many people believe that this is talking about who?
Jesus. Jesus.
But would he be referred to as a servant?
No.
Was he a servant?
He served his father.
Would he be referred to as a servant
Who, Jesus?
by his father?
No, not by his mother.
No, it's still his son.
We see the issue. Was he a servant?
Yes.
Yes.
In a way, he was.
But would he be referred to as a servant?
No.
Besides the father. Yeah.
Again, we're talking about the creator.
Mhm.
Where do we see in the New Testament that he referred to his son as his servant?
Nowhere.
Mm. Even though he served others.
Well, he served, right?
Right.
Well, let me put it like this. Everything ever created is to serve the creator. True?
Yeah,
Mhm.
true.
Okay. Are children to serve their parents?
Mhm.
True.
Right? How many parents call their children servants?
None.
Strict ones.
None. They call them sons and daughters.
Do I call you a servant?
You're not strict.
Right? But here we see in the 42nd chapter of Isaiah, behold my servant whom I uphold, mine elect in whom my soul delighteth. I put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles. He shall not cry nor lift up his voice, or nor lift up, nor cause his voice to be heard in the street. Now, we continue here, and we can go to the 6th verse and say, I, the Lord, have called thee in righteousness and will hold thine hand and will keep thee and give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light of the Gentiles. Now, we see this scripture that's repeated and quoted. But is it the fulfillment of this scripture in the New Testament? Or is it taking place to remind the people of something that had already been said?
It's both.
Right? Well, let's look at this. My servant whom I will hold, in the 6th verse, I will hold thine hand and will keep thee and give thee for a covenant of the people for a light of the Gentiles. Let's look at the 45th chapter of Isaiah. Now, again, we're going through this because a lot of people may not have been here when we covered this before. But look at the 45th chapter.
45th chapter.
4 or 5 of Isaiah. First verse, thus saith the Lord to his anointed. To who?
Cyrus.
To Cyrus, whose right hand I have holden. Does that sound familiar?
Mm-hmm.
Coming out of the 42nd chapter and the 6th verse. And what did he say there? I called thee in righteousness and will hold thine hand. And what is he saying in 45? His anointed. To who? To Cyrus. Here's another question. In the 42nd verse, behold my servant whom I uphold, mine elect in whom my soul delighteth, I put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles. Is this going to be put on pause until the New Testament? No.
It can't.
It can't be put on pause. And why can't it be put on pause?
Because that would make Isaiah a false prophet.
That would make Isaiah a false prophet. Remember, there is a test of a prophet
Deuteronomy
that was
18,
given in the book of Deuteronomy,
chapter 18.
chapter 18. If there be a prophet among you, if he says something presumptuously, the test that was to be given was to sit back, see if their prophecy comes to pass. If it does, you know that he's a prophet that came from me. If it doesn't, you know that he's not a prophet that came from me, and your hand should be the first one on them to kill them, take their life. Now, if Isaiah's prophecy did not come to pass, that would make him a false prophet in the eyes of the people. Now do we see why the Messiah was continuously asked by the people, can we see a sign?
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to prove him as a false prophet.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to, by them, I mean the spies that were being sent out from the temple. They were trying to show the people, listen to his sign and watch his sign. Why else did they use his words against him in his trial? What words are you talking about? What words did they use against him in his trial?
He said
what?
I can't remember
He
exactly.
was the son of the living God.
He said that he would destroy the temple,
It's temple.
right?
He built back up.
He said he destroyed the temple in 3 days he would rebuild it. They used that against him. Why?
Because people thought that he was talking about the temple.
The test of a prophet is if you can't do what you said, if it doesn't come to pass, you're false. They used that word, those words against him. Was there anything else that he said that they used against him?
Water to wine. Oh, eat my flesh, yeah.
Huh?
Eat my flesh and drink.
Now, they talked about that, but before the trial. Now, what's the point that we're making?
I don't know.
The point that we're making is that the servant that he's talking about in the 42nd chapter is Cyrus in the 45th. If you go down from the 45th chapter in the first verse and to the second verse, I will go before thee and make the crooked places straight. I will break in pieces the gates of brass. I will give thee the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I, look at what it says at the end, which called thee by thy name, am the God of Israel. 65th chapter, he's saying, I am sought of those who didn't ask for me. Does Cyrus fit the bill? Yes, absolutely. Look at the first chapter of Ezra. In the first chapter of Ezra, look at the first verse. Now in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, that the word of the Lord by the mouth of Jeremiah might be fulfilled, the Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus, king of Persia, that he made a proclamation throughout all his kingdom and put it also in writing, saying, Thus saith Cyrus, king of Persia, the Lord God of heaven hath given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he hath charged me to build him an house at Jerusalem, which is in Judah. Who is there among you of all his people? His God be with him, and let him go up to Jerusalem, which is in Judah, and build the house of the Lord God of Israel. He is the God which is in Jerusalem. Look at what he says. If you go down to the 4th verse, whosoever remaineth in any place where he sojourneth, let the men of his place help him with silver, with gold, with goods, with beasts, beside the freewill offering for the house of the God that is in Jerusalem. Why did he say it that way? Because all these other nations had their gods in those nations, in those cities, in those places. Hello, hello. But Jerusalem did not have those false gods of those other places. There was one place, and there was only one known to be there. He says in the 7th verse, also Cyrus the king brought forth the vessels of the house of the Lord, which Nebuchadnezzar had brought forth out of Jerusalem, and had put them in the house of his gods. Even those did Cyrus, king of Persia, bring forth by the hand of Mithredath, the treasurer, and numbered them unto Sheshbazzar, the prince of Judah. Now, again, he himself was a Gentile. Look at 2nd chapter of Zechariah. Second chapter of Zechariah. Look at the 10th verse. Sing and rejoice, O daughter of Zion. For lo, I come, and I will dwell in the midst of thee, saith the Lord. And many nations shall be joined to the Lord in that day, and shall be, finish that, Josh. And shall be my people. Now, what did he just say? Who did he call his people?
Many nations.
Many nations. And what are many nations other than Israel?
Gentiles.
Gentiles.
Even.
Now, this is a prophecy,
That's what they call them.
right? He said, many nations shall be joined to the Lord in that day, and shall be my people. And I will dwell in the midst of thee, and thou shalt know that the Lord of hosts hath sent me unto thee. And the Lord shall inherit Judah his portion in the Holy Land, and shall choose Jerusalem again. Did he do that after the Israelites came out of Babylon? Yes. Yes. Did Gentiles assist Israelites in the rebuilding of the temple?
Yep.
Yes. Did Gentiles offer anything to the one that Israel served?
Yes.
Yes. If you go to the 8th chapter,
Of Zechariah?
yes. And look at the 20th verse. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, it shall yet come to pass that there shall come people and the inhabitants of many cities, and the inhabitants of one city shall go to another, saying, let us go speedily to pray before the Lord. Now, how are you going to pray before him? Where is he located on the entire planet?
In Jerusalem.
In any day, right? Where else was he at any time? Huh? Where can you go to worship before him?
The
Nowhere.
temple.
Right. And how many places was it on earth? Only one.
One.
Right? Only one. Now look at what it says here. That there shall come people and the inhabitants of many cities, saying, let us go speedily to pray before him and to seek the Lord of hosts. I will go also. Yeah, many people and strong nations shall come to seek the Lord of hosts in Jerusalem and to pray before the Lord. Where are you going to pray before him at?
Jerusalem.
In Jerusalem. Is there any other place on the planet where you can go and pray before him?
No.
Nowhere. Nowhere. Now, why are we talking about this?
Because it says it's talking about Isaiah 65, 1 and 2.
Because it's talking about Isaiah 65, 1 and 2. He says on further, look at the 23rd verse. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that God is with you. And when I say this, I'm referring to the Creator. Again, we're going to talk about all this later. Because what you call something else, you can't call the Creator. Is that true or false?
True.
True.
It's got to just be him.
It's got to just be him. How many creators are there? Somebody might say there's a bunch of creators. Okay. How many creators are there that created everything in existence?
One.
Only one. You see how we separate that? Only one. And for those who don't understand, we're talking about Jerusalem. If you look at 2 Chronicles, 6th chapter, Second Chronicles, 6th chapter,
Is that the 5th verse?
No, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to, matter of fact, we see Solomon. Look at the first and the second verse. Then says Solomon, the Lord hath said that he would dwell in the thick darkness, but I have built an house of habitation for thee, and a place for thy dwelling forever. And the king turned his face and blessed the whole congregation of Israel. And all the congregation of Israel stood. Why? Because Solomon is now about to dedicate the temple. Or, look at what he said again in the second verse. But I have built an house of what?
Habitation.
Habitation. What does that mean?
A dwelling,
For
a
him to
living
live
place.
there.
A dwelling place for him to live there. This is whose house?
Our fathers.
Our father's house was a house that was built by Solomon. And what did the people do at that house?
They brought their sacrifices and offerings.
Brought their sacrifices and offerings, and those who took it did what?
Those who took it, we made.
Those who took the
Praise.
sacrifices and offerings did what?
They offered it.
They offered it and did what? When they offered it,
Cry. I don't know.
what did the smoke symbolize?
Prayed.
They prayed. So the house built by Solomon for God to live in, habitate, which we know, put it to the side, which we know, put it to the side, that he can't live in a building, but he said, I built this for you. It's your house for what?
Sacrifice.
Prayer,
Mm.
right? We're talking about what Isaiah said,
Okay.
right? For who?
All people.
All people. Now, in the 6th chapter of 2nd Chronicles, if you go down to the 32nd verse, I'm going to go to the 30th verse and to the 32nd. Then hear thou from heaven thy dwelling place, and forgive and render unto every man according to all his ways, whose heart thou knowest, for thou only knowest the hearts of the children of men, that they may fear thee to walk in thy ways, so long as they live in the land which thou gavest unto our fathers. Who is he talking about when he said that in the 30th and 31st verses? You gave this land to our fathers. Who was Solomon talking about?
Abraham.
Our fathers, meaning the Israelites or Gentiles? The Israelites. The 32nd verse, moreover, concerning the stranger, who is he talking about?
Gentiles.
Gentiles, which is not of thy people Israel, but is come from a far country, for thy great name's sake, and thy mighty hand and thy stretched out arm, if they come and pray in this house. Why would they come from a far country?
Because God was only in Jerusalem.
Because there's not anywhere but in Jerusalem. If they come and pray in this house, then hear thou from the heavens, even from thy dwelling place, and do according to all that the stranger calleth to thee for, that all people of the earth may know thy name, and fear thee, as doth thy people Israel, and may know that this house which I have built is called by thy name. Were all people of the earth welcome at the house that Solomon built, that the Israelites would go to worship at?
Yeah.
Was all the people of the earth welcome there?
I want to say no.
Yeah.
Yes. He said, if they come from a far country and pray in this house. And who is he talking about? Strangers
Strangers.
who are not of Israel. Was the house of prayer for all people?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
It is now.
No, before.
It was even in Moses'
When
time.
Solomon prayed, it was even in Moses' time for all people. When Solomon prayed, didn't he just say, if a stranger come from a far country and pray in this house, right? If the Gentiles and the other nations were not allowed to go to the temple, if they were not allowed to serve or worship at the temple, then would Solomon include that part in his prayer? No, no, right? He's saying, he said all the way up to the 31st verse, he prayed for who? Israel. All the way up to 31, he prayed for, look at the end of 31 again, that they may fear thee, to walk in thy ways, so long as they live in the land which thou gavest unto our fathers. Who's the people living in the land that he had given to their fathers? That's the Israelites. Right. The very next verse, for 32, says, moreover, concerning the stranger. Who's Solomon talking about? Gentiles or Israel? Gentiles. If they come from a far country and pray in this place, was the house of prayer for all people. Yes. That's why we're doing this. The house of prayer was already for all people. When Isaiah said it, he was expressing something that had not been expressed in words as of yet, other than Solomon saying, if Gentiles, if sons of other nations, if strangers come from far and pray here, look at what he said. He said, hear them. Hear them. Even from your dwelling place, and do according to all that the stranger call unto thee for.
So, in other words, Isaiah 56 and 7 was referring to Jerusalem as being in
It's talking about the temple.
Right, Jerusalem.
When Isaiah said this in the 56th chapter, Isaiah was prophesying that the temple was going to be rebuilt. Right? So what would become, again, the house of prayer for all people? The temple that Solomon built. The tabernacle that Moses had erected. Was that also for all people?
Yes.
Yes. How do we know that?
It always was.
Ruth would serve at the tabernacle and worship. The daughter-in-law of Naomi.
A Moabite.
A Moabite.
Yes.
Yeah.
What about the Jerichoite?
Yes.
What about Rahab?
Mm-hmm. The harlot.
The harlot even.
Past tense.
That was saved from Jericho, who was joined unto Israel. She too would become as one of their own, as a sojourner.
And in the lineage of the Messiah.
And even in the lineage that would produce the Messiah himself. She became the great grandmother of King David. And Ruth became the great grandmother of King David. And these are Gentiles. Why would the house at that time not be for Gentiles?
Didn't he say he loved David?
Say again.
Didn't he say he
Louder, please, please.
Didn't he say he loved David?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And Solomon was asking for something that was already given the okay to Moses. Exactly. Josh was saying the same thing. Moses had already been given this instruction that there should be one law for you as well as the Gentile who sojourns with you. He goes on to say, Jesus telling the Samaritan woman that she wouldn't be able to worship anywhere means she was able and had permission to worship already. So what we're seeing is, going back to Isaiah 65:1, I'm called by those who didn't seek me. Or not called, I'm found by those who didn't seek me. He said, in the end of that verse, behold me. And he did many things just for Israel to observe.
No.
He did many things for the whole world. What's the first thing that he did to get everybody's attention in the world?
Which one, God?
Yes. What's the first thing he did to get everybody's attention?
Take out the gods, the Egyptians. Gods.
No, ma'am. They get everybody's attention in the world. What's the very first thing he did?
The Egyptians.
Oh,
Gods.
you talking like when he was in Isaiah?
The Egyptians? No. What about Noah's Ark?
Oh.
He destroyed everything on earth and preserved one man who saved 7 others.
But their attention.
Right?
I'm confused.
And whose attention did he get?
Everybody's.
Everybody's.
Then they died.
Yeah.
Everybody's. What do you mean he got everybody's attention? Because they had never seen water fall from the sky.
Because the water was, the earth was watered by dew.
Right.
before that.
He got everybody's attention and then took their life. And then later, he got their attention again
Yeah.
when he sent Moses to Egypt.
Because Egypt was the powerhouse.
Yes.
Superpower effect.
I'm sorry. Before that, thank you. Before that, he got their attention again. When he destroyed Sodom and another city called Gomorrah
Abraham.
in Abraham's day, and delivered one man again and his family. And then he got Moses. I need you to go to Egypt. He did all this to get people's attention, the same way he got the people's attention in King Hezekiah's day. So in the 65th chapter of Isaiah, we see him saying, now I am sought of them that ask not for me. And for those who don't, again, understand that all these people around the earth, look at Nehemiah, 10th chapter of Nehemiah. In the 10th chapter of Nehemiah, look at the 28th verse. And the rest of the people, the priests, the Levites, the porters, the singers, the Nethinims, and all they that had separated themselves from the people of the lands unto the law of God, their wives, their sons, and their daughters, everyone having knowledge and having understanding, they clave to their brethren, their nobles, and entered into a curse and into an oath to walk in whose law? which was given by Moses, the servant of God, and to observe and do all the commandments of the Lord, our Lord, and his judgments and his statutes, and that he would not give our daughters unto the people of the land, nor take their daughters for our sons. Now, when you saw in Abraham's day, individual men of another nation, one of them messed up. Not Abraham's day, Jacob's day. One of them messed up with Jacob's daughter. Jacob had 12 sons and one daughter named Dinah. One of them messed up. And then when he messed up, he wanted to marry her.
Dana's brothers were hot.
The word got back. Dinah's brothers,
Ready to.
sons of Jacob, Simeon, Reuben, Levi, Dan, Issachar, Asher, Gad, Naphtali. Listen, the boys got together. And they said,
Nobody messed with my sister.
we going over there and we're going to show them y'all done messed with the wrong girl. After an agreement was made, the fathers, Jacob and the father of the young man, made an agreement that we will enter into an oath, a pact, a covenant, that your sons can marry our daughters, our sons can marry your daughters, but under one condition. What was that condition?
They get circumcised.
They had to get circumcised. Why did they do that? To put that nation under the covenant of Abraham. Meaning, once you take this covenant, who are you going to serve?
Our God.
You're going to serve the same one Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob serves. So already before laws was given to Moses, Jacob was already practicing getting others to come and serve who we serve. We're not going to serve who you serve, right? So already he's doing this. Now, again, what we're showing is that in Isaiah's day, his house was already open to other nations. This is why there was a eunuch from Ethiopia that was in the holy city during the festivities reading the book of Isaiah. Why is there an Ethiopian eunuch in the holy city during the festivities reading from the book of Isaiah? Obviously, he is a follower. I hope this is making sense for everybody. If he was already a follower, then did the house become for all people after the crucifixion or way before?
Way back yonder.
Way before. Way before. He got the world's attention when he kicked Adam and Eve out of the garden. John said he got the world's attention when he kicked Adam and Eve out of the garden. And that would be true because the whole world was Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
Right? At this time, let's jump back real quick. And in fact, hold up. I'm sorry. Where were we at? Nehemiah?
Nehemiah 10:20.
Nehemiah. Look at the 6th chapter. In the 6th chapter, 65 of Isaiah. 6th chapter. Look at the 7th verse. Thou hast also appointed prophets to preach of thee at Jerusalem, saying, there is a king in Judah. And now it shall be reported to the king according to these words. Come now, therefore, and let us take counsel together. Then I sent unto him, saying, there are no such things done as thou sayest, but thou feignest them out of thine own heart. For they all made us afraid, saying, their hands shall be weakened from the work that it be not done. Now, therefore, O God, strengthen my hands. And what we're going to see is, again, other nations of people coming. In fact, does anybody remember what Nehemiah is known for?
He helped build the temple back up.
He helped to rebuild the temple, right? And we saw an order that was put out by King Cyrus for others to assist and to join in with them, correct? Now look at what in the 7th verse or 7th chapter, and look at the 1st verse. Now it came to pass when the wall was built, and I had set up the doors, and the porters, and the singers, and the Levites were appointed, that I gave my brother Hanani and Hananiah, the ruler of the palace, charge over Jerusalem, for he was a faithful man and feared God above many. Now, why are we here? Because there was a mixture of people also with the Israelites. And what we're showing is not only were other people, Gentiles, had already began working along with them, giving to them also. We read about ships and other nations delivering things to be used also for the building and the construction of the temple, coming from other kings. Again, all of these things is to show that other nations was already coming, performing, and serving and worshiping with Israel at the temple. In the 2nd verse of the 65th chapter of Isaiah, he said, I have spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people, which walketh in a way that was not good, after their own thoughts. This is where we were going in, what was that? The 10th chapter of Romans. The 10th chapter of Romans, where Paul had quoted what was said in Isaiah in the 20th verse. He continued in the 21st verse. But to Israel he saith, all day long I have stretched forth my hands unto a disobedient and gainsaying people. Gainsaying is like hard-headed or stubborn. And this is what he says in the 65th chapter of Isaiah in the 2nd verse. I've spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people, which walketh in a way that was not good, after their own thoughts. Look at the 3rd verse. A people that provoketh me to anger continually to my face, that sacrificeth in gardens, and burneth incense upon altars of brick. Look at Deuteronomy 12th chapter. Deuteronomy 12th chapter. Now look at this in the second verse. Ye shall utterly destroy how many?
All the places.
All the places wherein the nations which ye shall possess served their gods. Now, if you see an altar set up in a place that my servant did not build, what are you supposed to do to that altar?
Destroy it
Destroy it.
utterly.
Utterly destroy it. Say that again. What were they to do? Utterly destroy all the places wherein the nations which ye shall possess served their gods. Upon the high mountains, upon the hills, and under every green tree. What would they find in the hills and the mountains and under the trees at these places? Altars where they were serving their false gods. Interesting that he would say under every green tree. Under every green tree.
Evergreens, as in like those whole trees that we
Under every green tree where they served their gods. Altars under green trees.
Christmas trees. It's not Christmas trees.
Okay? Everybody understand? There's a lot of things behind these different days that man has set up, but we don't see the Creator setting up. Israel didn't do none of that stuff. They weren't commanded to do any of these things, to set things underneath of trees, up on the high mountains and on the hills.
Oh, presents.
Right? When you offer something, what are you doing? When you offer something,
You're serving an altar.
when you're offering it, right? I'm offering, what am I doing when I offer something?
Giving.
I'm giving. And if you're offering under a green tree,
It's an altar.
it becomes an altar. Other people were building literal altars. Other people were using the ground and setting up rocks. What did he say to do to them? Destroy them. Look at the third verse. And ye shall overthrow their altars and break their pillars and burn their groves with fire. And ye shall hew down, cut down the graven images of their gods and destroy the names of them out of that place. Their names even shall be destroyed. See, we're going to be talking about all this stuff. Ye shall not do so unto me. He told them. But unto the place. Look at what it says. Look at the end of the 5th verse. Out of all your tribes, to put his name there, even unto his habitation, shall ye seek, and thither thou shalt come, and thither ye shall bring your burnt offerings. What kind of offerings? Burnt. What does that mean?
They've been offered.
They're being offered on fire. You don't find anybody going inside the temple and burning nothing up. The altar was not inside where they offered the sacrifices. There was an altar inside,
But it wasn't the burnt.
but it was not for offering sacrifices. The altar inside was the altar of incense. And if there's an altar in association with offering, then what would be present at the altar? Fire. Fire on the little altar on the inside would burn incense. Fire on the big altar outside would burn sacrifices.
Didn't Aaron's son get consumed by fire?
Still can't hear you.
Didn't Aaron's sons get consumed by
Nadab
fire?
and Abihu, the very first service that they gave.
They messed up.
They gave something that was not asked or commanded. The fire was strange. And if he allowed them to be killed just for the equivalent of lighting a match, if that can cost you your life, just lighting a match, what about other things that's way more important than that?
Yeah.
Way more insignificant. I don't, let me pull back on that. I don't want to say things were more important than the fire that was offered in the temple or tabernacle. There's not one thing bigger than another. Therefore, if he allowed lives to be taken for the equivalent of striking a match, what about other things? Well, I don't think that he's gonna, because I don't do this and I don't do.
Yeah.
Well, if he allowed them to die because they struck a match, then all these other things now take a whole lot more weight in our eyes. At least they should. With that in mind, he said, you shall not do so to him. In the 6th verse, thither shall you bring your burnt offerings, your sacrifices, your tithes and heave offerings of your hand, and your vows, and your free will offerings, and the firstlings of your herds and of your flocks. And there ye shall eat before the Lord your God, and ye shall rejoice in all that you put your hand unto, ye and your households, wherein the Lord thy God hath blessed thee. Ye shall not do after all the things we do here this day, every man whatsoever is right in his own eyes. We are not to do whatever we think.
Mhm.
We are to do what it says. And as we look at this, look at the 11th verse. Then there shall be a place which the Lord your God shall choose to cause his name to dwell there. Thither shall ye bring all that I command you. And he goes down the list again. Now, here in the 12th verse, he says, look at who shall rejoice. In the beginning, he says, ye and your sons and your daughters and your men servants. Who's the men servants? Israelites or Gentiles? Gentiles. Could an Israelite be a manservant? Yes. But for the most part, he's talking about Gentiles. And your maidservant. What was wrong with Haggai?
She was not an Israelite.
She was not an Israelite. She was not a Hebrew.
Hebrew.
Right?
Mhm.
At that time, there were no
not
Israelites, right? They were Hebrews. She was not a Hebrew. And then he was told, Abraham was told, in Isaac, not in Ishmael, shall my seed be called. Why? Because Isaac had 100% Hebrew blood. Now, what did that mean? It simply meant that he had in him what both Abraham and Sarah had in them. That's all it meant.
The bloodline.
The bloodline.
Purebred.
Now, today, does that matter?
Nope.
No.
No.
At that time, it did.
Mm.
Okay. Now, some people may say, but wait a minute, it all matters. Okay. Well, let's see here. Abraham was a Hebrew. Okay. Abraham's son, Isaac was a
Hebrew.
Hebrew.
Mhm.
Okay. Isaac's son, Jacob, was a Hebrew.
But then named Israel.
Do we understand this?
Yep.
Now, Jacob was not an Israelite.
No. Because it's his descendants that would become Israelites.
His children would become Israelites. Now, watch carefully. Laban was not an Israelite.
Nope.
Laban was a Hebrew.
Mhm.
I can explain that.
Okay. Now, Abraham, Sarah, their entire families were
Hebrews.
Hebrew. Laban, his wife, his children,
Hebrews.
all of them were Hebrew,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Okay. Today, when we talk about Israel, wasn't Israel the one that was the recipients of the promises of Abraham?
Yes.
Yes. Was the promise of Abraham to the Hebrews or to Israelites?
Israelites.
Both.
To the Israelites. He said it was to his seed.
Both in a sense. But did y'all hear what Maria said? Say that louder.
He said it was for his seed. To
He
his
said it was
seed.
for his seed.
So they would be Hebrew.
No,
Israelites.
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 Now, how do we know that? Because he gave his seed what? What did he give his seed that he did not give to Abraham?
The
Promises.
descendants.
What did he give the seed of Abraham that he did not give to Abraham? He made a promise. He did not give to Isaac. He did not give to Jacob. What did he?
Yeah.
What did he give his seed? Huh?
Yeah, one
No,
born-
he actually gave them something.
Land.
He gave them land,
Yeah.
and they call that land what?
The promise.
The promised land. Who received the promise? Abraham.
Abraham.
Did he fulfill his promise
Yes.
to the descendants of Abraham?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he gave them land, right?
Mm.
Was the land given to Hebrews or Israelites?
Israelites.
Israelites. Now, the Israelites were Hebrew.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yes.
Yes. But here comes something tricky.
It is tricky.
Even though the Israelites are Hebrew, watch carefully.
Mm.
All Hebrews are not Israelites.
All right. Got it.
I think. Can I explain why I think it? Well, or-
I'm going to explain it. All Hebrews. Was Abraham a Hebrew?
No. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Was he an Israelite?
No.
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 Was Laban a Hebrew?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Was he an Israelite?
No.
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 Did Laban receive any of the land that was promised to Abraham's descendants?
No.
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 Did any of Laban's extended family receive any of that land that went to Israel?
No.
No.
Yes.
No. What about Jethro,
No.
Moses' father-in-law?
No.
No.
Did he receive it? No. So all these people,
Was he an Israelite?
no. He was
Was he
Moabite.
an Israelite?
He was Moabite,
Oh, yeah, more
Jethro.
like- Okay.
right?
Yeah, Jethro, right?
Now,
So Moses' wife, she was a Moabite too.
well, yeah, the daughter of Jethro.
Jethro, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She was a Moabite.
That was one of his wives.
Yes.
Okay.
Now he was a high priest. Now, what am I getting at? What we're reading in Isaiah, we have to understand all of this. That even though the Israelites are Hebrews, all Hebrews are not Israelites.
Mhm.
Let's explain it this way. When I was living in Philadelphia, in 99, they came out with a contest.
99.
Most companies would have like sweepstakes and things like that. This one company did not have sweepstakes. They had a contest. It was M&M. Everybody know M&M candies,
Yeah.
chocolate
Oh.
covered peanuts
Oh, sorry.
with a hard candy shell.
Mm.
And this contest was, if you find a gray M&M called the Millennium M&M inside of your package, you win $1 million. Okay.
And there was only a few out there.
Say that again.
It was only a few out there.
There was only a few out there.
But you got a great M&M.
I wasn't going to bring that up, but yes, I found a gray M&M. I had just done something and helped somebody, and anyway, without going into detail, I got a Pepsi and a pack of M&Ms, and out from the pack wrote a gray M&M. I didn't know anything about the contest. I said, oh wow, M&M got a new color,
Poof, in it goes.
and I showed it to the driver.
Oh.
And of course, I'm thinking they think I'm crazy looking at the color of an M&M. I ate it.
You look at everything.
No big deal. I look at and I was so tired. I looked at the wrapper and I could not read it. I read it, but my mind did not allow me to read it. It was not for me to understand at that time that I had just won $1 million. I know it was not for me at that time to know I won $1 million.
It would have changed the trajectory of your entire life.
Everything in my life would have gone another
We would
direction.
not be sitting here probably. Right.
We wouldn't be sitting here.
Nope.
At the time, I was investing in real estate, looking at. Long story short, my point is this. 3 months later, I saw on the Rosie O'Donnell show this contest. And you see two millionaires, they won this contest. Inside the wrapper, you can eat the M&M. You open the wrapper, it says, you have won $1 million, call this 800 number.
Oh, even if you would have said the wrapper, it would have worked.
I threw it in the dumpster. 3 months later, I saw that. And I'm just sitting there thinking about the dumpster. My point is this. Today, that has always been a lesson for me for other things. Without getting into those things, the lesson today is how many M&M packages before they had that contest had M&Ms. All of them.
Mm-hmm.
When they started the contest, how many of the M&M packages had the writing on the outside?
All of them.
All of them. How many of the M&M packages had a gray M&M on the inside? Very few. Out of all the Hebrews, how many Israelites? Very few. So what is my point?
I don't know.
Is every Hebrew an Israelite? No. Did Laban have descendants?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did Abraham have descendants that were not Israelites?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Abraham got married again to a woman named Keturah.
Mm-hmm.
And their descendants did not become Israelites. How many of the Hebrews looked like Hebrews?
Wow.
All of them. But how many of the Hebrews were Israelites? How many of the Hebrews that weren't Israelites looked like Israelites?
All of them.
All of them. If we go to Korea,
Mhm.
can you and I tell distinctively a North Korean
No way.
from a South Korean
No.
by looking at them?
No.
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 Can you tell
No joking. Never mind.
Can you tell individuals around Asia? Now, many of them can. Or matter of fact, let's keep it here
Mhm.
in the United States.
Mhm.
Born in Maryland. Others born in other states. Can you tell by looking at me that I'm born in Maryland?
Absolutely not.
No.
No. Can you tell by looking at somebody else that they're born in North Carolina?
No.
No. But we're all considered U.S. citizens or native to America, born here. All Hebrews might be Hebrews and might distinctively have physical features of a Hebrew, but all Hebrews, no matter if you look like it, are not Israelites. Why then, if that's the case, was there a time when Joshua had soldiers of Israel tell people who's coming in a gate, before you come in here, I want you to say the word Sibboleth. Because looking at them, they could not tell whether or not they were one of them.
Mhm. But they could tell when they spoke.
But when you spoke, there's certain people, if you're down South America, or if you have Spaniards who live in Spain
Mhm.
and speak Spanish,
Mhm.
they can instantly tell whether you're from Mexico, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Panama, or Spain or Colombia. Because even though they all speak Spanish, the dialect is different. Even though we speak English, you go to West Virginia and parts of South Carolina, they're going to say the same word, but it's going to sound different. So he would tell them to say Sibboleth, and some would say Shibboleth, because all their lives, their tongue
It's trained.
pronounced a word, muscle memory is trained to move a certain way all these years. You cannot untrain it just like that. So in the 65th chapter of Isaiah, in the 2nd verse, what we're seeing is him saying, I've spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people. Well, you can't say, see, that's what I'm talking about, those stupid Americans. You can't say them crazy French. You can't say those absurd Puerto Ricans, those out of their mind Russians. Not all people have sense. You can't look at a nation and say, see, right there. What he said is just to a group of people who happen to be Israelites. These are the ones that he gave laws to, and these are the ones who rebelled on those laws. And what we see here in the 12th chapter of Deuteronomy, down in the 13th verse, he says it again. Take heed to thyself, that thou offer not thy burnt offerings in every place that thou seest, but in the place which the Lord shall choose in one of thy tribes, there thou shalt offer thy burnt offerings, and there thou shalt do how much? All that I command thee. 2025. Can we travel from a far country and offer anything to the one that Israel served?
Mm-mm.
No.
No, sir.
No, why not?
There's nowhere to go.
There's nowhere to go. Is there a Jerusalem?
There's Jerusalem.
Jerusalem.
A
Check.
city.
Is there an Israel?
Yes.
Israel. Check.
Mm.
Now you go to Israel. You make your way to Jerusalem. What are we going to look for in Jerusalem? The temple. Now we're looking for the temple. Are you going to find it?
Nah.
Nope.
No. Nah. Why not?
It's
They
destroyed.
destroyed.
It's been destroyed. And he said, take heed that you offer not your burnt offerings in
Every place.
you see,
Mm-mm.
but in the place which he chose
Mm-hmm.
to bring everything.
Everything.
But what if the place he chose is no longer standing? Well, what did they do in Babylon?
Didn't offer.
Didn't offer. Why not?
Because Father said don't do that.
Because you don't do that. When they were told by the king to bow down,
They said nah.
3 men besides one, Belteshazzar,
What?
that's Daniel's real name,
Yeah.
said, nah.
No bueno.
What do you mean, nah?
Nah.
I mean, nah. But what do you mean, nah? We can't do that. But you're not serving. Temple destroyed. You can't worship yours. You might as well worship mine.
Nah.
Nah. We can't worship yours just because we can't worship ours. We can't go and do whatever we want to do. We can't offer in every place we see.
And even though they had synagogues in like the New Testament, they didn't offer there.
Synagogues were not places of worship. Synagogues were like a type of school.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't worship in the same. I wish.
Ooh, stones coming.
You worship at a synagogue and see what happened. So, in every place. So he said not to do this. Now, if that's the case, look at Leviticus 17:3. Leviticus 17:3. Leviticus 17:3. What man soever there be of the house of Israel, that's the distinction. You can be anywhere else and do anything you want. But don't be of Israel and do this. What man soever there be of the house of Israel that killeth an ox or lamb or goat in the camp, or that killeth it out of the camp, and bringeth it not unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, to offer an offering unto the Lord before the tabernacle of the Lord, blood shall be imputed unto that man.
Mm-mm.
He hath shed blood, and that man shall be cut off from among his people.
Wow.
To the end, so that the result is that the children of Israel may bring their sacrifices, which they offer in the open field, even that they may bring them here. Stop offering them there.
Mm-hmm.
That they may bring them here unto the Lord, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, unto the priest, and offer them for peace offerings unto the Lord. You can offer out there in the field all day long. It is not
To our Father.
It is not, even if you're offering to him, it is not, what's that word?
Acceptable.
Acceptable. You offer in the high mountains. It is not
Acceptable.
acceptable. You offer in the high hills. It is not acceptable. You offer under every green tree. It is not acceptable. You offer on any other altar. It is not acceptable. Now look at the 7th verse. And they shall no more offer their sacrifices unto what? Devils.
Yep.
After whom they have gone a whoring, meaning they were actually offering to devils and did not know it. On the high mountains, on the high hills, and under the green trees. They were not aware that they were offering to devils. This shall be a statute how long? Forever. Unto them throughout their generations. And thou shalt say unto them, whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers. Wait a minute. Hold up. We got a law coming from him to Moses that even the strangers must comply to, even the Gentiles. Watch carefully. Thou shalt say unto them, whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel or of the strangers which sojourn among you, even the strangers that offereth a burnt offering or sacrifice, even the stranger. You tiptoe away from the tent of the camp if you want to, and go up there and offer to those gods that you used to offer if you want to, in the dark and the secret and nobody around if you want to, and see what happens. Because who sees? Yes. It doesn't matter that you are a stranger. It doesn't matter that you're a Gentile. It doesn't matter that you all your life served those idols and you're now sojourning with Israel and you want to go on tiptoe and serve them again. Look at what it says. Even the stranger, look in the 9th verse, and bringeth it not unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation to offer it unto the Lord, even that man shall be cut off from among his people. Even the stranger. Look at the 10th verse. Whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel or of the strangers that sojourn among you, that eateth any manner of blood, I will even set my face against that soul that eateth blood and will cut him off from among his people. Now, what does that say? Especially in the 9th verse, that the stranger was ordered and commanded to bring their burnt offering and sacrifice to the door of the tabernacle. The house of prayer was for who at that time? In Moses' time? It was for who? It was for all people. Israelites and Gentiles. So when he said what he said in the 3rd verse, a people that provoketh me to anger continually to my face, is because they kept going back and doing these things. Look at Exodus 34:14. Exodus 34. 14. We talk about this quite often. For thou shalt worship no other God.
God before me.
The Lord, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God. And we will get here. Right. We will get here. We will go here because it's important to understand titles and names. Because he's saying that he's jealous. And look at what it says in the 12th verse. Take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land. What is the covenant that people have made today without realizing it? Taking upon themselves the different celebrations
Of the world.
of these other nations and lands.
As in holidays.
Israel could not, bet not, go out there and do anything that Canaan is doing.
Right.
You better not do anything that Moab is doing. You better not do anything that the Philistines are doing. It doesn't matter that you hear the music pumping. It doesn't matter that you hear the laughter and the singing. It doesn't matter that they look like they're having so much fun. You better not covenant with them to do what they are doing. I am telling you what pleases me. And I'm telling you, I'm getting rid of them and all that they do in the land, because the things that they do are against me. And those things that go against me, they do in the honor as well as celebration of devils. Some know, some don't. But it doesn't matter to me that the others don't know. What matters to me is that they are a part of the worship of devils. And the trouble coming to the land, they're also going to be a part of it. If in their heart they really want to do us right, then I'll reach out there and grab them. Y'all saw Jericho. One woman and her entire family was saved.
And that was a powerful area.
Yes. Was it just because she saved Israelites?
No.
Nope.
Because our Father knows the end. He knows her heart.
Has something on the inside. I'm certain, just my humble opinion, that in her mind, she wondered about these Israelites wandering around in the wilderness, and they're coming here to Jericho. We heard the things that they've done before. We've heard about Egypt. We've heard about the other nations. And I, for one, even though I'm a Jerichoite, I'm not saying nothing to nobody, but I'm terrified of these people and the one that they serve. She even told them that the whole city knew about them, and even they were in fear. The difference was they were in fear of the people, while I believe she was in fear of the one they served. And he reached in and pulled her out and her entire family. And
really redeemed her name.
Her name itself. Why was her name redeemed? Because she became an ancestor of the Messiah. Not only being a Gentile, but a Gentile that was looked down upon by other Gentiles.
She loves to do that. Take
yes.
the low one.
Yes. So that is 65th chapter of Isaiah. That's 2 hours. I'm going to go ahead and cut off here. I'm trying to keep it at 2 hours. There's a lot yet to cover, even in the third verse. We'll come back to this and we'll pick up there next week. But for now, we're going to go ahead and get ready to close out. We have to get ready. Our first board meeting is coming up this evening. So we want to get ready and prepared. But with that in mind, would it be okay to burn regular candles?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, regular candles. Nothing wrong with it.
As long as you ain't doing it with nothing else. Like
Yes.
praying with it or.
And don't get the candles with pictures on it
Yeah.
and different writings, right? This will happen to you and that.
Saints.
Mm-mm.
Don't get them candles that say saints on it or have pictures of so-called saints on it. If you have them, trash them.
All of that. Absolutely, Josh, you're welcome. But yeah, nothing's wrong with regular candles. Even a lot of people say incense is a problem. No, you can use incense as well. It's what you do with anything that makes it wrong.
Your heart posture.
And what you do with it is coming from here and here. But absolutely, it's always best to check to make sure. Better safe than sorry.
For sure. And them sorries can be a big giant
Oh,
sorry.
boy. And so for those of you who are wondering, I keep getting asked a lot. So what about, this place or that place? And I have a church home and does it. Scripture says that he had a place. Today, that place is gone. Can people come together to fellowship? Yes. Can people come together to study? Yes. Can people come together to enjoy one another's company? Yes. Can people come together to sing and to rejoice and to learn and to teach and to talk? Yes, absolutely. Wherever you do that, on a farm, at the park, on a playground, individuals who come together on one accord, seeking to learn, seeking to expound, seeking to help, teach, guide, instruct, spread the word, is good. What is not good and what we should refrain from is referring to any other place as his house. Because, according to scripture, he no longer has a house for people to gather in. When we look at the disciples, they did not go out to establish a place. The disciples did not go out to build a place. They did not go out to lead a place. There was already a place.
Also, he said, where two or three together, he's in the midst of us.
Well, this is what I was just saying. Anywhere you go, right? At your home, no matter where. But there's not a designated place that he has commanded people to go to in order to learn about, to teach about, to ask about, inquire about, none of those things, or even to give to him. Today, there is no offering because offerings are not being offered in the way that he commanded by those that he commanded or those that he authorized. So since those things cannot be done, well, then can you offer today according to the ways that was commanded at the time the offerings and the procedures were commanded?
No.
Right? No. So everyone, we thank you for this time, for your time. Have a beautiful remainder of your weekend. Shabbat Shalom to everyone. Josh says has a peaceful weekend too. And we just look forward to all of those who can make it tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to be getting together at same thing, 3:00. And at 3:00, same thing, 2 hours. And we're coming back, but we're bumping up the fellowship to 6:00 instead of 8:00. So We'll see you all tomorrow for those who can make it. For those who can't, we'll see you next time. Are there any questions or any comments or anything anybody would like to add or share or say before we close out?
We are the temple.
Yes. Maria says, we are the temple. Absolutely. And we'll be talking more on that, so much more about that to come. If that be all, going once, and we know that it may take you all a moment to type. Anytime anybody's typing, we'll say this. Just type 1 minute or I have something, and then we'll wait. Or me, and then we'll wait. Whatever, real short. That way we know. But with that in mind, if that be all, nothing further. Thank you all. We enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed as much as we did. And once again, we will see you on tomorrow. If you're able to make it, and if it be within our Father's will. That time, enjoy the rest of your evening and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care.
Stomach's making some weird noises I'm not familiar with.